I spent $1,500 on LinkedIn influencers. It turned out wildly profitable. I booked 3 influencers to promote my SaaS on LinkedIn, and here are the results. You've probably seen my previous posts. Last time I booked 5 and 3 of them were completely fake using pods. Based on that experience, I rebooked 3. The top performer last time was in the French-speaking market, so I chose 3 people in that market this time. I set a budget of $500 per post for a total of $1,500. How did I find them? It is simple. Competition on LinkedIn is extremely low. There are people with audiences worth far more than Instagram or TikTok influencers, because it is B2B and the audience actually has budget. But since there isn't huge demand, they're willing to post for $500. And if you think about it, $500 is 5 months of someone at $100 per month, or even 1 month at $500. It can be profitable very quickly. For high-ticket products worth several thousand euros per month, it is almost impossible not to break even. You just need a few demos, close one client, and you are good. How did I contact them? I looked at the French influencer who had performed the best last time. I checked who interacted with him the most and who had an audience among those people. I reached out by sending the post from the previous campaign and said, "We did this promotion with this person, would you be interested?" We agreed on a price and we were on. A few things to mention. My process is always the same. I want a post that goes viral, with people commenting a specific keyword. When people comment that keyword, I want the influencer to reply with a link to a Notion document. Why? To maximize reach. When I hire a LinkedIn influencer, the goal is to get as many impressions as possible, as many comments as possible, and as many clicks as possible on the links in the comments. Then the Notion document is basically a blueprint explaining how to implement what was said in the post. And to implement what's in the post, at some point they will need to click on my SaaS and create a free account. It is a big mistake I see most brands making. I see Pipedrive, I see Canva booking influencers, and no one puts the link in the comments. People are lazy. If it is not a direct click, few people will copy your brand name and search for it. Unless you are doing brand awareness with a huge budget and you don't care about conversion, you must put the link directly in the comments. Then, how do I make sure influencers actually do the work? I write the post for them, get it validated, create the Notion resource with dedicated tracking links, and I push them all day to reply to comments. This is extremely important, because if they don't do it, it is basically wasted money. I booked 3 influencers, each with their own Notion document. Same content, but different links and images. I wrote the posts, and then they published them on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Another thing you can do, if an influencer is too expensive, negotiate. And if they won't lower the price, negotiate multiple posts or ask if they have a newsletter, a YouTube channel, etc. Try to compensate the price difference with extra value. Most of the time it is more about price than value. If the influencer says 600 euros, it means he wants 600 euros. But doing 1 post or 2 for 600 euros isn't a huge difference. Negotiate this way, it is important. Now for the results. These 3 influencers brought a total of 58 trials to my SaaS. On average, we convert at 30%. That means around 16 or 17 customers. That is $1,600 to $700 in MRR. We will see if the trial to paid conversion matches our usual numbers, but it is extremely promising. What is interesting is that the influencer who performed the best last time performed the worst this time because his post flopped. Still, he remains profitable. The results are very good. It brought thousands of people to the Notion resource, hundreds of people to my website, and again, 58 people added their card, with around 30% converting. On top of that, we know posts continue to live over time and will keep bringing trials. All the people who did not start a trial but saw the resource will see us again later and think, I have seen this tool before, which makes conversion easier. So yes, it is extremely profitable. Here are the posts the influencers made. Thanks everyone. Bye.